Hello, this is Tom Capshew, and you're watching my Consciousness Rising YouTube channel. Welcome to episode 4. This episode is on a working definition of time, and I'd like for you to like and subscribe and maybe share and comment about this video, and I'd love to hear from you. So let's talk about time today. For me, there's two types of time. There's seen world time and there's unseen world time. Seen world time is what we could call Chronos, which is really an illusion and a constructed reality by humans. We've constructed time, we've constructed Chronos to keep track of things and to keep our brains focused on the passage of time, and probably was created in some ways to try to feel some sense of power over the passage of time in the seen world. We've got great examples. I'm recording this on March 10th, 2026. 2 days ago, we, in the United States, observed a change in the clock. We sprang forward. So we moved all of our clocks up an hour. Some of us may have missed that and may have had some effects about it. But we all agreed it's a social construction, this idea of what time is it. And so that's constructed reality. We also do it for the years. We have a leap year where every 4 years we add a day to the end of February. That's totally socially constructed. We've all agreed to it, we all follow it, and we all live by it and really stress by it, most of us. So Chronos has utility, but it's not real. For example, if I decided I wanted to meet you for coffee or tea, and we didn't have this social construction of time, then, the best we could do is say, okay, a little bit after sunrise, let's meet at a coffee shop. Well, your idea of sunrise might be different than my idea of sunrise. A little after might be different for both of us, and so we could miss each other. So we've got this social construction of, how about 8 o'clock? And we both agree on what 8 o'clock is. We've got all these devices. We've got watches. We've got cell phones. We've got clocks, all kinds of things that help us to keep track of the passage of time. But it's not real. It's socially constructed. An aspect of the Chronos that is real, and in fact it's so real that it's an aspect of the fabric of the universe, a central component of existence, and that is this now moment, which just we keep missing over, it just keeps on moving. This is a new now moment. Living in the now is real. And this is what I call the unseen world time, or Kairos, which is a Greek word, and it means opportune time. Or if you're a Christian, God's time. So this is a now moment that exists eternally. It's always here. It's always now. This now moment. Most of us don't live in that time. Most of us live in this socially constructed time we call Chronos, and we are worse the wear for it. Because what we do as humans is we divide up time into past, present, and future. The fact of the matter is the past doesn't exist. The past is a tracer through the sky of an event that's already happened. The future is also something that doesn't exist in the present moment. The future is a dream that we have that when we're focused, we can invest energy and our resources in to manifest that future somewhere in a future now moment. So to say this now moment is always beginning and always ending is to miss the whole point. It's almost like saying, trying to describe a tree, you see that thing over there that's not the ground and not the sky? That's a silly way to describe a tree. And that's what happens with us in our brains when we try to describe this now moment, because every moment is a now moment. One after another, after another, after another. We're standing on the knife edge of duality, beginning and ending, creating, destroying, ordering, disordering, living, not living, existing, not existing. This place in between those two is where we find ourselves all the time. So when we live in Chronos, in human time, we end up forgetting or covering over through all of our busyness the now moment. Kairos, living here right now. Because as soon as we're here, that now moment is in our past, in our memory. So let's talk a little bit about Kairos, about the eternal now. We've done some research on this. Michaela Kinzin-Mali, I've butchered his name, did extensive research over the years on what he called the flow state. And there'll be a link to some of his information in the show notes. The flow state is that sense of being so fully present in the moment that you lose sense and track of time, of human time. It's what happens with artists, with other people that are creative, with athletes. They can slip into Kairos, where their activities become one with the activity. Think LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Any great athlete trains himself and herself into having such a body memory of what they want to do that they become one with the activity. If you saw the women's figure skating Olympics this year, you could tell just by the look on Alyssa Liu's face that she was totally in the moment. She was one with her activity, and it was a thing of beauty. So artists often get into that creative space. Sometimes, a lot of times with our children, with our particularly infants, we can drop into that space where we are just one with that connection. when you're talking with your best friend who's listening intently and you know and feel heard, you're in Kairos. You're in that now moment. So our world we've constructed to be so busy spending our time, our Chronos time, either in the past or in the future, that we cover over and forget about the present moment. Is where we find our joy, we find our strength, we find our power, we find our happiness, we find our reason for living, we find our heart song, Kairos, the eternal now. So that's a little bit about the difference between seen world time and unseen world time, between Chronos and Kairos. In the next couple of episodes, I'm going to talk about some additional concepts that we're going to develop a working definition for. The next episode, we're going to talk about awareness, perception, and attention. How are those different? How do they relate to each other? And what does that have to do with living your best life? The episode after that, I'm going to focus on free will, whether there is free will or not. We may never be able to tease out, but we'll talk about free will, freedom, and the power of choice. And just a little teaser for you. I believe that being in Kairos, we have the power of choice at any moment to create the world we want. So, thanks for joining me today. Again, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If you'd like for me to talk about anything in particular related to consciousness, please put that in the comments and I'll put it in the queue for future episodes. And today, as we conclude, I wish for you to find beauty in yourself. Find something about yourself that you appreciate and that you're grateful for. It could be a quality, it could be a trait, just something to spend the day being grateful about how you were created. See you soon.